Andrew Cooper, Associate Director of CIGI, Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. We're just wrapping up at the London G20 Summit. It's fascinating to get the sort of debriefs from the different leaders. And of course, the star of those leaders is Barack Obama. We managed to get in the throngs to see President Obama. And it's, I guess, sort of a dual sort of personality. One, of course, is style, very personalistic, the smile, the sense of humor, the pauses when he's talking. But of course there's substance as well. And I think there were two themes that was probably jumped out from President Obama's perspective on the G20. One, of course, is how does this G20 affect people on the street, particularly people on the street in mainstream United States. Here he was interesting to talk about the example of Caterpillar in his home state of Illinois. Caterpillar, an exporter, really being very hard hit by exports in the last year. Therefore, sort of putting it into the view of interdependence, the sense of needs for export trade, and of course cooperation with other countries. The other theme, and probably the one that we're sort of honing in as a center that's talking about and thinking about and acting upon innovation and governance, is where the United States fits in the world of the G20. And of course here we get a very different perspective, and here we get a number of questions about the role of the United States, whether the United States is still the predominant power, whether, of course, you get something else besides the Washington consensus. And from this perspective, President Obama is very interesting. I mean, of course, talking about the continued power of the United States, but reflecting on a different world from the world of 1944, 1945. Talking about President Roosevelt and Prime Minister Churchill meeting sort of over brandy, and saying how essentially simplistic that was. Two leaders, two big personalities, now a different world, and putting a very positive spin on that world, saying that it's good that Germany, Japan has risen post-1945. And of course it's good that so many people have come out of poverty in India and China, raising through those different systems, but of course having a very big role in international system now. So once more, even though there's sort of an adherence to the power of the United States, I think we're going to see, and this is, I think, part of the real result of the G20, is that it's going to be a negotiated process now, a negotiated system. The United States is still going to be pivotal, but there's going to be other countries that need to be taken into account. And as we move on in the process, this type of negotiation, of course, is going to be very much in the forefront.